Hey there students, Professor Wolters here, and today we're going to go over the Exam 2 for Principles of Marketing, the Spring 2020 version. It's in the back of your book, so you can look there, and I thought we'd go through here so you can study for the exam, have an idea what my thinking was in some of these questions, and more importantly, have the answers. If you just want an answer key, well, you can go look on Course Hero or something. I'm sure someone has it there, but here I'm going through each one of these, okay? So, first question on here says, what refers to the process of buying and selling goods or services to be used in the production of other goods and services for consumption by the buying organization and or for the resale by wholesalers and retailers? Yeah, that's the total definition of D, business to business marketing, okay? Whether it is a farmer selling tomatoes to Subway to make in their sandwiches, or the furniture company that sold all this furniture to the university for us to teach in, these kind of things, that's all B2B, okay? Business to business marketing. All right, now, the next few questions, you need to make a choice if you have, the answer is business to business marketing or business to consumer marketing. So in the slides, there's that one thing that compares the two. That's what you're looking at, okay? So question number 2. This type of marketing is noted for having a strong relationship with customers and high customer service and quick feedback. Well, that is A, business to business marketing, because since there's so few customers, so much money involved, you're definitely much more in contact with your customers. You're more there talking to them a lot more in the B2B world than the B2C world. I mean, let's be honest. If I have a problem with a Coke, does Coke write me back? Does Coke contact me? No. But if McDonald's has a problem with Coca-Cola, McDonald's is going to, and Coke is going to talk to them right away. Because in B2B, you definitely have much more of that contact, okay? So you're going to have a much stronger relationship. Now, number 3, the buying process is rather simple with few, perhaps only one person involved in the process. That would be B, business to consumer marketing, okay? So in B2C, think about it. If I'm hungry, I'm just a consumer. I see a commercial, I'll go buy that. I don't need to go through 90 people to make a decision on what candy bar to buy, right? Whereas in the B2B world, a lot of times you have a lot more decisions to make. For example, I might want to teach a social media marketing class, but that's not up to me, okay? It's like I have to want to do it. My boss or my area has to think it's a good idea to have that class. The department has to make sure it's okay to do that. The undergraduate studies committee have to okay it, and then it has to go to the education policy in the college, and then it has to go on then to the provost level. I mean, there's a lot of levels in here, so it's not an easy thing. It's not a one-person decision in B2B, whereas in B2C, it can be that one. Okay, so just have a heads up for that. Now, number 4, has a small number of customers and tend to be very concentrated. Suppliers tend to be near their customers. That's A, business to business marketing. Because in B2B marketing, you've got to be where your clients are. That's why you'll see like, oh, if they build the cars in Detroit, well then aren't all the suppliers going to be nearby? Yeah, because a lot of the suppliers will be nearby because you got to be where your clients are. That's why if you want to work in a certain industry, if you want to be, I want to be in the movies, well, you got to move to LA, right? You can't live in Champaign and be in the movies, or it's a little difficult to do that, right? Most likely you have to be there. And so you have to think about these things. Now, number 5, different topic. What helped bring about globalization? Reduction in trade barriers? Yeah, because it made it easier to do, yeah. Product and legal standardization? Yeah, if I could sell the same product everywhere in the world, that makes it easier. Ability to transport goods quickly and easily? I mean, heck yeah, you have these big, huge, massive container ships now. Of course that makes it easier. So number 5 is actually D, all of the above, because all of those things really influenced globalization. Number 6, Wolters World is not able to get a meeting with Lonely Planet Publishing because the secretary will not arrange a meeting. This is an example of which part of the buying center keeping us from doing business. That would be the gatekeeper. Okay, the gatekeeper is the one who basically keeps people from out of the decision-making process. And so you want to kind of think about that. Okay, that's why you want to think is, how do I get in contact with people? How do I actually get my products onto the shelves of Walmart? Well, that gatekeeper is the one that gets you in contact with the people that are there. What could be blocking you? Okay, or what could be helping you get to there? So you have to think about who is that gatekeeper that controls the information. Okay. Number 7, when County Market, a local grocery store, runs low on candy, their computer system places an electronic order with Fannie Mae Candy to automatically ship more candy. This is an example of what kind of buying situation? That is B, a straight rebuy. Because straight rebuys, you're not even thinking. A lot of times it's done electronically. It's done automatically. It's like, look, it's out, replenish it. No thinking involved. okay? Now, number 8, McWalter's Irish Pub is happy with their current adult beverage distributor. However, they know that they need to expand the number of adult beverages they have on offer. If they ask for information on new adult beverages from their current supplier and other suppliers, this is an example of what buying situation. This is C, modified rebuy. Now, most likely, where McWalter's Irish Pub is going to go to their current supplier and buy from them again. But since we're kind of open to new things, you know what? Maybe this is a chance for one of those out suppliers to get in, right? And so you have to think about that. And since we're asking more than just our usual supplier, that is what makes it a modified rebuy, okay? Number 9, if a firm is looking to buy a brand new computer system that would upgrade them from typewriters to touchscreen computers, what buying situation would you find them in? Now, think about it. They have typewriters. Those are things where you type it onto a piece of paper. There's no screen, no nothing. And now they're going to something completely new, touchscreen computers. That is such a big difference in product that you're not doing a straight rebuy. This is not a modified rebuy. This is a new buy, okay? So number 9 is A, because it's such a different kind of product you're changing to. You're going to do a lot more information search. You're going to have to figure out a lot more things, ask more people, get more suppliers involved, because probably your typewriter supplier probably is going to help you with your computer stuff, right? So you're looking at a new buy here. Number 9 is A. Number 10, Portugal is good at wine production. Yes, they are. Because they have sun, warm weather, and good soil. This would be an example of which part of Porter's National Diamond Framework. That would be factor conditions. So remember, the factor conditions are the things you need in order to make that product. Okay, and so for wine, you need good weather, you need good soil. So you have those things there. Now, next up. Number 11, staying with the Porter's National Diamond Framework. Japanese consumers constantly want the newest innovations and gadgets. This has led to many strong electronics companies coming from Japan. This would be an example of which part of the Porter's National Diamond Framework. That would be D, demand conditions in the domestic market. I mean, think about it. Your home company, your domestic demand, it's driving you to have the newest, coolest thing. Well, that's going to get you to be stronger in that industry. Like in the U.S., why is it when you go around the world, most of the fast food chains are from the U.S.? Because the domestic U.S. consumer is like, come on, now, I want my fast food now. And that's driven the entire industry. So when they go abroad, it's a lot easier for them to be successful because they already know how to be fast. Because fast for the U.S. is, I mean, think about it. You're at McDonald's, you got to wait like 2 minutes. You're like, what's going on here? Other places, they'll wait 30 minutes. Who cares? Whatever. A whole different ball game. All right, so think about that. So 11 is D. 12. The National Football League and the National Basketball League both are 2 successful international sports leagues. They benefit from high schools and colleges in the United States training young people to become better athletes. This would be an example of which part of Porter's National Diamond Framework. That is B, related and supporting industries. Because that whole training, all those things there, it helps it bring up to help out the NFL, help out the NBA. Okay, so those are related and supported industries. If you look at it in terms of Hollywood, what helps them? Well, we have all the marketing and the advertising. Lots of that's in the U.S., right? So we can help advertise and market those new firms with all those great previews and stuff like that. So those things are there. So this was related and supporting industries. 13, which of the following global entry strategies poses the most risk for a firm going abroad? Remember, when it's most risk, the most likely you're going to lose the most money because you'll lose everything, and that would be direct investment because you're taking 100% control of the stuff you're doing in that other country. So therefore, if it goes bad, you lose everything. You're not splitting it with a partner or a joint venture or anything like that. No, this is like you're investing a lot more money. So direct investment, that's the one that has the highest risk. Also has the highest control. 14. If the University of Illinois and the University of Lisbon decide to work together to help each other better understand each other's markets, this would be an example of which global entry strategy. This would be a strategic alliance, because in here I didn't say they formed a new company together. They're just working together, just make an alliance, a strategic alliance. Okay, so that's C. 15. Using government-collected Census Bureau data to analyze a new market is an example of what type of data? Well, census data is B, secondary data, because it's already been collected. Okay, so census data, that's when the government, like we had one in 2020, and they're like, hey, how many people live in your house? What do you do? These kind of things. They're collecting all this so people can use that information later. And the census data is secondary information or secondary data. 16, when making a marketing research survey, which of the following should you do? Make irrelevant questions? No, you wouldn't want to do that. Ask questions that marketing research cannot answer? Nope. Ask questions that you already know the answer to? Well, that would be stupid. So 16 is D, none of the above, because all of those would be bad ideas. 17. What kind of research is best used for gaining an understanding of the main issues that consumers are dealing with in a firm's industry? That's just A, exploratory research, because you're exploring the situation to figure out what's going on. 18, what kind of research is best for confirming company insights and determine a course of action? That is conclusive research, because we have a conclusion. Will they do it? Will they not do it? Yes or no's? That's where you get that in the conclusive research. So therefore you can make your final decisions. 19, which of the following is a disadvantage of primary data? The biggest thing that I have on here is it's time consuming. To collect all that information yourself, go and ask people, get it done, do the research, and then put it together. It's just really time consuming. It's also expensive, but in this one, it's D, time consuming. 20, which of the following is a disadvantage of secondary data? That is C, may not be relevant to the problem a firm is trying to research. I mean, think about it. You could get the census data, but does it really help you specifically with what you want? It gives me some data, but it's not exactly what I need to know. I need to know what U of I college students think about online learning. Well, the census data might show me these are the number of students that are doing online learning, but it won't tell me what exactly they're thinking, right? So it's like, it's not 100% relevant to what I want, so that could be a disadvantage of that secondary data. Experiments usually fall into which data collection technique? That would be conclusive research, because we want to see is what will people do if we charge $10 for a hamburger? Well, let's do an experiment. Let's charge $10 to see what happens. Oh, they didn't buy it. Our experiment showed that people did not buy a $10 hamburger. All right, we got it. 22, if we sell boiled peanuts in our Savannah, Georgia store and fried catfish in our Champaign, Illinois store, what kind of segmentation are we using? That is geographic segmentation. Different markets have different demands, or different geographic locations have different demands based on what they like, what they eat, stuff like that. Lots of different things can happen. 23, in 23, we're actually adding more information to change it. 23 says, in-campus town Walgreens has a large liquor department geared towards university students, while the Walgreens in Southwest Champaign has a large assortment of baby care products due to the large number of young families living there. This is an example of what kind of segmentation? That would be geodemographic segmentation, D. Because here, yes, there is the geography side of it, but we're also looking at the demographics as well. We see that, look, college students, they don't need a whole aisle of baby diapers here on campus. They need a whole aisle of, Easy Mac, right? Whereas where I live in Southwest Champaign, it's a little different. It's there's a little liquor section, but there's a big baby section. There's a whole toy section there because that's where everybody gets the, oh crap, kid's got a birthday party this weekend, got to go buy something. Boom, you go there, right? And so it's just, you start to see, it's like, it's the geographic and the demographics in these different geographic regions are different. We're going to have to segment that way as well. So you kind of look at that. So 23 is D, geodemographic segmentation. 24. Gatorade sells their sports drinks to various segments. One is a segment for those who like to taste. Another is one who need to replenish their body fluids after exercise. These are examples of what kind of segmentation? That is D, benefit segmentation, because you're segmenting by the different things people are getting out of it, right? I like the taste of Gatorade. I like the fact that it's not soda to drink. I like it to use after exercise. I like to use it after hangovers. There's different benefits people get, and so you can target them based on those different benefits, or you can divide them up by those different benefits, right? So the different segments that are there. 25, retailer X targets yuppies, hipsters, and fun college students. What kind of segmentation method is retailer X using? That is C, psychographic segmentation, because it's how people see themselves. I see myself as a hipster. I see myself as a yuppie. Now, can you tell it's been a while since I've talked in my classroom? It's very weird. This is where we would have been, by the way. For those of you who had online classes in the fall, this is where fall classes usually happen, except without all the caution tape. Anyway, 26, how do we evaluate segment attractiveness? By how identifiable the individual segments are. Yeah, that's important. By how well we can reach each individual segment. Yeah, that's important. By how profitable a segment can potentially be. Yep. So 26 is D, all of the above. 27, if customers find our product interesting, but do not go out and buy the product, i.e. do what we want, this falls into which segment attractiveness evaluation? That is responsive, B. Okay, I didn't put profit on there because I could see how you could think profit, but they're not doing what we want, so the responsive issue is where we're evaluating them and they're not, coming up to snuff. Okay. 28, if Nike allows you to design your own pair of sports shoes, are you using what kind of segmentation? That is D, micro-marketing. 29, which type of segmentation strategy is best for small entrepreneurs? That is B, concentrated, because you need to concentrate, focus on just one segment if you're a small entrepreneur, because you can't try to sell your product to everybody. You don't have the time, you don't have the energy, and you're going to piss people off because why don't you just focus on me? And so that's why concentrate on one segment, make them happy, and then later maybe expand. But at first, concentrate. Okay, 29 is concentrated, B. 30, when Professor Wolters shops around researching different brands of dishwashers for his new house, he searches online and looks in various stores in order to compare brands and determine which one he should buy. The new dishwasher would represent what kind of product? That is D, a shopping product, because you shop around and compare. 31, Mark, a middle-aged, overweight, yet devilishly handsome business person. Sounds interesting. Buys an expensive sports car in order to feel young and sexy. Mark is buying the sports car based on what need? That is B, psychographic need, psychological need. See, I need to read this stuff better myself. So 31 is B, psychological need, because, it's here, the whole midlife crisis thing. Well, if that Mark person. Anyway, Ashley is thinking about buying a new pair of rain boots. She's not sure if the boots she is about to buy will do a good job of keeping her feet dry. Remember, rain boots' job is to keep your feet dry, and that's what she's worried about. What risk will most likely shape her search for a new pair of rain boots? That is C, performance risk. Will they do their job? Okay. 33, when friends ask what bars to go to, Jordan always recommends her favorite bars. Cam's, Red Lion, and Firehouse. My God, any of those even around anymore? Cam's, Red Lion, and Firehouse represent which set of alternatives? That would be the evoked set. Okay, so remember, universal set is every possible place you could get alcohol, right? Do you know all of those? No, but they're all possibilities. And then you have the retrieval set. That's when people say, hey, we're going to grab a beer tonight. And they start listing off places where you go buy beer. It's retrieving it in their mind. But the evoke set, that's the one they're actually going to go to. Like, where are we going to find Mark? Oh, well, where are the restaurants he always goes to? That's my evoke set of alternatives. So you want to think about that. So 33 is A, evoked. 34, which product could cause the most post-purchase cognitive dissonance, i.e. buyer's remorse? D, moving to a new town and buying a house in a bad neighborhood. Because that's a lot of money, it's a lot of commitment, and usually the more money you spend, and the more important that decision is to you, the more chance of buyer's remorse. Okay, that's why car companies will call you like after a week or a month to make sure you're still happy with the car, because they want to make sure you don't feel bad that you bought it. Okay, so you want to think about that. 35, did you put your name on there? Yes. 36. Al wants to buy a new Xbox gaming system. However, he already has a Nintendo Switch with lots of his favorite games. Therefore, he will have to buy all his favorite games again so he can play them on the Xbox. This is an issue in what part of the 4 C's of marketing? That is C, cost to satisfy versus price. Because, buying a new Xbox is $299. But the actual cost to get there, it's $299 plus a second controller, plus buying all the games, again. So that $299 for an Xbox isn't the real price. You're actually paying like $500 to get to where you want to be. Okay, so you want to kind of think about that. That's why it's cost to satisfy versus price, because now I'm satisfied. The real cost to actually satisfy that desire. 37, students tend to buy their textbooks from the lowest price vendor. Thus, they mostly buy their textbooks online via Amazon or other online retailers. This is an issue in what part of the 4 C's of marketing? That is C, convenience to buy. Because convenience to buy, you just look how people buy. That's why Amazon, they saw that, look, people like to try on clothes, and then they buy them. That's why they let you, order clothes, you can try them on, then send them back. Say, look, that's how people buy it. How are we going to get in the fashion thing? How are we going to get people buy clothes from us on Amazon? Let them try it on. Okay. 38, which of the following puts a tax on imported goods? That is A, tariff. That's just the definition of it. 39, the U.S. is seen as an instant gratification society. This means that people focus more on short-term goals rather than long-term goals. Which social cultural factor would this example relate to? That is C, time orientation. Okay. If Kellogg's develops an orange and blueberry flavored cereal to sell in the Champaign-Urbana market in order to attract Illini fans to eat their cereals, they would be doing what? they would be expanding their product line depth. Remember, product line depth is we're selling more of the same type of product, right? So Kellogg's already makes cereal, and we're making a blueberry and orange cereal for the Illini. That's just another thing. We're going deeper for another level down, another thing of cereal. Now, if we started selling, I don't know, if Kellogg started selling T-shirts, well, that's a whole other type of product. That's product line breadth. Product line breadth is different types of products. Product line depth, that's the numbers of the same kind of product. Okay, so in this one, we're looking at expanding product line depth, which was B. 41, I want an Armani watch. I don't care that it is expensive. I just want an Armani watch. This is an example of what kind of product. That is a specialty product because you're specially looking out for that. 42, when a restaurant chooses the food it will sell, the color scheme of their restaurants, the training methods of their personnel, they're trying to manage what? Their brand identity. Because you can choose your brand identity for your firm. You can pick the color schemes, the restaurant, the menu, all this kind of stuff. You can do that. You can control that. Okay, your brand identity you can control. So 42 is B. 43, the tube of toothpaste you used this morning is an example of what kind of packaging. That is primary packaging. So the packaging you used to actually use the actual product, that is primary packaging. If it came in another box, like the box that your tube of toothpaste came in when you bought it at the store, that's secondary packaging. But here, the tube of toothpaste is primary packaging A, 43A. 44, what is considered the mission statement of a brand? That is D, the brand vision. 45, what are the 4 P's of marketing? Really? Product, price, place, promotion, that's A. 46, when there are few differences between products, but buyers are highly involved in the purchase, that means it's really important to them, and tend to purchase products they've heard of most, this is an example of which buying behavior? That is dissonance-reducing buying behavior. Dissonance, cognitive dissonance, buyer's remorse. So this is the buyer's remorse reducing. I don't want to get pissed off from buying this. Okay, so 46 is A. So 47, when there are few differences between products and buyers have little to no involvement or desire to find out which product is best, they're easily influenced by sales and promotions. This is which kind of buying behavior? That's habitual buying behavior, because you buy the kind of the same thing and then like, ooh, a special, I'll try something different. That's why you see them always come with like little like twists on the old Rice Krispies or something like that, just to give you something different. So 48 is B, need recognition, search, alternative, evaluation, purchase, post-purchase. Don't need to go through that. 49, which of the following is influenced by people's perception? Your brand image, B. Because remember, brand identity, I can decide what I want. But your brand image is how people see your brand from the outside. Okay, and that can be influenced by other things. That's why, if you see like somebody famous uses a product, oh, they use that, it must be good. And so you can kind of get some of that goodwill from them because your brand image just gets associated with them. That's why companies fight over to be in the next James Bond movie, because if it's in the James Bond movie, oh, it's sleek, sophisticated, and British, right? They do that, okay? So the brand image is something that's influenced by people's perceptions. And 50, when a firm develops new products, but it uses an existing brand's name, this is called what? Well, that's a brand extension. Coca-Cola, Diet Coke. Coca-Cola, Zero. Coca-Cola, Vanilla Coke. I mean, it's just all Coke or Coca-Cola, and they just created more brands by using that name and added it on. Okay? So, there you go. That is the Spring 2020 Exam 2, version A. That's in your book. So if you want to have the answers, there you go. I wish you good luck on the exam. Bye.